Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather briefing on Friday the 11th of March. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. Firstly, we'll take a summarised look at the mean temperatures across Europe, and starting with the 11 to 15 day time period. There is an ongoing signal for temperatures to generally be below climate averages across many central and eastern areas of Europe, including Germany, Austria down to Italy, and also crossing to Switzerland, with temperatures here perhaps 2 or 3 degrees below climate averages. Just as a quick reminder, the best performing model is shown in yellow, and the temperature in the middle of the pie chart represents the climate average. Between days 6 and 10, temperatures are forecast to be generally around climate averages, though perhaps trending slightly below across central and eastern areas of Europe by around 1 or 2 degrees. Slightly below average temperatures may also affect Spain, with temperatures here perhaps 1 or 2 degrees below climate norms. And finally, between days 2 and 5, the signal continues today for many central areas of Europe to have temperatures slightly above climate averages, as a warm south or southwesterly air mass develops across these areas. Surrounding areas are forecast to have temperatures generally near to climate norms. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some more detail, and starting with the model comparison graph. Over the next 2 to 5 days, given model agreement and consistency, confidence levels are high for temperatures to be generally near or just slightly below climate averages, particularly into the early part of next week. As we move beyond mid-month and into the third week of March, there is generally model agreement and consistency from previous days for temperatures to remain generally near or just slightly below climate averages by around 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. It is worth noting, however, that there is some model divergence. For example, the Metro model has temperatures generally near or slightly above climate averages, yet some of the recent EC deterministics have temperatures at least 3 or 4 degrees below climate averages into the start of next week. Despite this, however, I expect temperatures to be generally near or just slightly below climate averages throughout the entire forecast period. And now taking a look at the latest ECMWF 32-day ensemble forecast for the UK. The ECM model on here is represented by the solid red lines, and as you will see throughout the remainder of March and into the opening week of April, temperatures are forecast to be generally around 1 or 2 degrees below climate averages. This similar temperature trend is also expected across central and other western areas of Europe throughout the remainder of March and into early April. And now taking a look at European temperatures, and between days 11 and 15, a trend continues today for parts of central and eastern areas of Europe, including Switzerland, Germany and Austria, to have temperatures generally 2 or perhaps 3 degrees below climate norms. The Austria model comparison graph helps to illustrate this further, and as you can see, beyond the weekend of the 19th and 20th there is very good model agreement. As a result, I have medium to high confidence to suggest that central and eastern areas of Europe will experience temperatures around 3 or perhaps 4 degrees below a climate mean of 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Between days 6 and 10, the majority of the forecast models, and particularly the best performing models, including the Metro and also the GFS ensemble, signal temperatures to be generally near or perhaps just slightly below climate averages, again particularly across more central and eastern areas of Europe, including Austria, perhaps down to Italy. And within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, there continues to be high confidence, given good model agreement and consistency, for temperatures through the heart of Europe, including France, Benelux, Germany, Austria and Switzerland, for temperatures to be around 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages, as a mild or perhaps very mild south or southwesterly air mass dominates across these areas. Surrounding countries, including the UK and Spain for example, are forecast to have temperatures generally near or perhaps just slightly below climate norms. Using the Germany model comparison graph as generally central areas of Europe, you can see over the next 2 to 5 days that there is model agreement for temperatures to rise and become around 2 or 3 degrees above a climate mean of around 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. And now taking a look at Scandinavian precipitation, and over the next 5 to 7 days, generally below average precipitation totals with less than 50% of normal is expected across parts of central and northern regions of Sweden and also down into southern areas of Norway. The remainder of Scandinavia is forecast to have precipitation totals either near or slightly above climate norms. Within the longer term, precipitation totals are forecast to remain generally slightly above average, particularly across western and northwestern areas of Norway. In contrast, many areas of Sweden and also across into Finland are forecast to have precipitation totals generally slightly below climate averages, and especially across southern areas of Sweden. And now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And the trend continues today for many central and northern areas of Australia to have well above average precipitation totals over the next 7 to 14 days. Some areas may see in excess of 150 to 200 millimetres of rainfall. A trend continues today as well for precipitation totals to be well below climate averages across many central and northern areas of China, with some places experiencing little or no significant rainfall over the next 7 to 10 days. Temperatures are also forecast to be below climate averages, with mean surface temperatures less than -10 degrees across northern areas, which is at least 4 to 6 degrees below climate norms. And finally, the trend continues today for precipitation totals to be well above climate averages across many western and northwestern areas of the United States over the next 5 to 7 days. Precipitation totals may exceed 6 or 7 inches at times, with a significant risk of flooding within the next week. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.